I went to Monk's Cafe with Harry and Sydney. I saw Max there from high school, and he's married now. And it was funny to catch up for a little bit. But I got a sausage sandwich, and I tried like a sour ale that was theirs, Monk's. It was good, but it was expensive. And on the way there, um, a homeless guy called me over, and like normally if they're right next to me, I can just walk past them. But if they're looking at me, asking me like, "Hey, I'll I'll go over and talk to them." And this guy didn't want money; he wanted food, and I cannot say no when someone asks for food because I know that they're gonna eat it. Like they can't sell it. So we went to the deli. We picked out sliced bread, lunch meat, cheese, mustard, and a drink. So he's got sandwiches now for a little while. And his name was Ken. Really big guy. Nice guy, though. He kept apologizing, but I tried to make him not feel bad. Yeah. I like those moments where I can be helpful to someone. Because the homeless population is just insane now. Like walking around Center City, it was so much worse than I ever remember it being. And like every bus stop had someone sleeping in it, and it wasn't always like that. And it's just gonna get worse, and it bothers me. So if I can do something that makes me feel one, like I'm doing something good, and helping, but also two, resisting the system in some kind of way, because clearly it's the system that's putting them in this place. So it's a sort of rebellion, I guess, too. It helps me and it helps them. And we bombed Iran. I woke up this morning, that was in the news immediately. What year is it? What the fuck? I don't even want to talk about it. I have been writing nonstop for the last 2 days. 3 days? Maybe 3 days. Been writing during work, been writing after work. It's the same story. Something clicked in me. I got tired enough of studying how to make a game. I got tired enough of trying to make music. I got tired of just reading books. I wanted to write. And I took a little break, and now I'm back. And it feels great. And I've written almost 10,000 more words. I finally crossed the 30,000 word threshold in this story, and I had just got so frustrated with not being able to write this action scene. So I skipped it. I skipped the part I didn't want to write, and I started from an ending, not the end of the whole story, but an ending of the action scene, and worked my way backwards. Still haven't written the specific. There's like a heist that I really don't want to write, and I don't think it has to be detailed that well. But I don't want to think about how it works. So I started with them already being in, and I wrote that all out, and I found this emotional core to the scenes where it's not just about the action. It's about the characters, and that's what I wanted. And I finally figured how the characters speak through their actions for this. And I figured out that this is the Act 2 turning point, right? This is where the character makes a decision to move themselves into Act 3. And it sort of just lines up where everybody has that moment. They all have their own story, but they all come together for this moment where it reaches like the all-time low, the dip, all hope is lost, and then the change. And it feels good. Knowing that I was at that point and I was achieving that, God. I'm so burpy right now. knowing that I was achieving that made me want to write more. And so I have. And I expanded on it. I know, I mean, I've known how it's going to end, but now I'm inching closer and closer to the end, aside from that heist scene. And I'm so close. I'm almost there. I think this first draft will be 40,000 words. I don't know. But I'm coming up upon another action scene, and I've actually handled the action pretty well so far. I think I found a way to enjoy it by not by chopping it up into bits, right? I the idea of like, oh, there's this whole big climax in this building, and there's all these characters that need to come together and these things that need to work. I decided to just take it into chunks and turn each of those chunks into its own action scene, and that helps me not think about it as this big thing. But when I put all the chunks together, it has a pace and it has gravity to it, I guess, that pulls you through the action. And I've never written action before. I don't care to, but I think it's working. I'm feeling proud of myself. I don't know if that'll change in the next couple days once, I write even more. I don't know if that'll change when I read this later, but air conditioner's on eco mode. I'm happy with it. I'm proud of it. I just have to write this next action scene, this last action scene, and then I'm there. I'm at the end. Alright. Here's the last thing I wrote, right? They turned hard, the chassis rolled deep, the bottom swinging wide, and the pass true center. For a second, the city spun sideways. The wind tried to pull them over, but Jem eased the throttle and wrestled it out. They leveled out sharp. The refinery was straight ahead. Sirens flashed in the rear-view mirror. Now, I don't love the words, but the words I can change later. Right now I just need to, I feel like maybe it's like watercolor. I need to just put the big splotches down and I'll go back and change the words. And I think that's what I'm finding easier now, is just doing the broad idea. I'm going to keep writing. I've been feeling inspired, so I'm riding the wave. I killed off a character, and it was really difficult for me, surprisingly, because I didn't realize how invested I had been in these characters. It was almost the same feeling as watching a movie or watching a TV show and having the character die. I was feeling that as I was writing it. And it was difficult, but at the same time, I knew exactly how it had to happen, so I wasn't struggling to find words. I was just struggling to actually write them, to finally write them. The story's better for it. It sort of changes the entire... It changes how you read the rest of it, because you know that a reader, if I had this as a book, a reader wouldn't know, right? They'd start from the beginning. But I have the hindsight of knowing what happens, and so it changes the whole beginning for me. And now I find myself wanting to go in to add more detail, but I wonder, the simplicity that I wrote it with before, the openness, I guess, what's the word? I didn't focus things that clearly. I kept it. I wanted to write it like a William Gibson thing. I tried to keep it just kind of hazy, and now I feel like I want to go in and add focus, but I shouldn't, because I think the haziness was a strength. That by the time you do come to the character's death, you have learned You've cleared the haziness, right? I just have to figure out how to balance that. So, today I'm going to be spending a lot of time going back into scenes, fixing some things up. There's still one more scene I have to write. This heist scene that I don't want to. But, other than that, the plot's all laid out. I don't know what's going to come out of it, but I can imagine that as I read through it again, I'm going to realize there's some beats missing, and hopefully I can fill it in. Or realize that something's just not necessary, and I can take it out. I think I've done it. It's 35,000 words, and I've written every beat that I planned out for the story. Everything's here. All of the plot is here. 35,000 words. Now, a couple days ago, it was 20,000 words, and it was unfinished. The story's finished. I want to keep writing, but I don't know if I should. Because some things are better left unsaid. That's not what I was going to say when I started talking, but some things are better left unsaid. And I'm tempted to expand upon backstories, lore, because I know all those things in my head, and I would enjoy revealing them. But I don't know if I have to, or if that's in service of the story. I want to, though. But I think I need feedback first on my first draft. So I'll ask some friends to read it. I don't know. I also don't want them to read it because I want them to experience the final thing. But I don't know if it'll ever be final. If it'll ever reach that level where I'm like, yes, this is it. I know at some point I'm just going to have to stop writing it, but man, it was a gauntlet these last couple days. I started writing again on, Wednesday, maybe? And it's Saturday now? Or I started writing on Thursday? I'm not sure. But, yeah. I got it all. I can see the character arcs. It happens. Like, it unfolds in front of me. I was just reading through the second half. Second half, I'm really proud of it. I think it's great. Because I figured out how to do the action. And I think the action is rewarding after such a long first half. And I'm tempted to go back into the first half and make things more exciting. Bring the inciting incident closer, because it's not really clear what the inciting incident is, for West at least. West is one of the characters. And when I was initially writing, I was writing these two other characters as the 3-act structure. And West would be the one who didn't follow it, and just kind of turned away from every call to action. And that's how I was trying to do it. So he doesn't really have an inciting incident early on. But then I realized through writing, the 3-act structure here it's so strong that it pulls West in, and West can no longer resist the call to action. And something has to change within him, and it does. But I'm tempted to go back and structure it a little better, and I want to, but I don't want to. I don't know. What I do know is that I'm done staying up to 1 a.m. every night. It's 12:13 now. No more of this. I gotta start getting some sleep again. So, yeah, I sent it to Julia. I'll send it to other people. I don't know. Maybe Sam, Peter. We'll see. Either way, I'm so proud. So proud. I have not felt this way since I made like that album in what, 2022? I forget when it came out. What's Mine? This is a big project for me. Possibly the biggest, definitely the biggest project I've ever made. I put the most time into it. Yeah. That's it for now. Yesterday I went to Harry's. Yesterday, first I walked with Andrew, took a walk around town. It's nice. On Passyunk, the sun was hot. I got really sweaty. And we had good conversations, especially about AI art, what is art. And then I went to Harry's, and we played some Smash and Mario Party and Munchkin, and then I went to my parents and got pork sandwiches and played some cards and had some tea. And today I'm working. Right now it's Monday, and I sent my story to Sydney and Erica, and that's it. Now I'm gonna edit this video, and hopefully work isn't too busy, but it looks pretty busy.